Hey guys, Josh Carter here with One Objective Outdoors. In today's video, we're going to be going over my drop shot setup, so stay tuned. Alright guys, like I said at the beginning of this video, we're going to be going over my drop shot setup. I get a lot of questions about this on our Facebook, on our Instagram, on our YouTube, about what my setup is, how I'm throwing my bait, my rod setup, line setup, all that. And where I fish at, I know you guys see a lot of James' videos on the river, and he's flipping, he's throwing crankbaits, he's throwing jigs, chatterbaits, and stuff like that. But I do a lot of finesse fishing. Not saying he don't either, but where he's at, he don't have to do it as much. Like Smith Mountain Lake, Leesville Lake, all that stuff, I throw a lot of drop shots. And I just kind of want to go over my setup to help you guys catch a little bit more fish, all the ones that's had a lot of questions about it. So, alright, I only have about 4 different colors that I really like to throw on a drop shot, and it just depends on the circumstances, watercolor, time of the year, all that stuff. And if I'm fishing day or night tournaments, that's a big factor too. So this one is the Margarita Mutilator color. This is a 4.5 inch. This is just a straight tail, and I like nose hooking these too. Let's get that. Go over that real quick. That's just kind of how you nose hook it. I'll pierce it through and then I just pull it back a little bit. It just gives that worm a lot of action. These rubber worms have a lot of action. Now I will say you'll lose a lot of these too. They'll sling them big time when you're reeling them in. So make sure when you buy packs of worms and rubber worms, missile baits, all that you get a lot of them. I mean, you get lucky sometimes. They'll sling it right by the boat and you can grab it real quick, but it don't happen like that all the time. But this is a Margarita Mutilator, nose hooked, and this is a color that I'm going to throw. A lot of times I'll throw it right before dark, or if it's like early spring, stuff like that, I'll throw this too around docks. It does really good for me, but right before dark and through the night, I'll throw this color a lot more than I would like my other color, like a red crawl or a green pumpkin. I'll throw green pumpkin too some because it's more of that darker color for nighttime and all that, but during the middle of the day, bright sunny skies, all that stuff, most of the time I'm throwing my 2 colors are going to be like a red crawl and then the ox blood. I really like the ox blood here lately. It seems to be producing a little bit more for me than it was with the regular red crawl. And basically I'll show you the differences here with the ox blood and the red crawl. You can see this is more of the reddish color. You can go morning dawn, you can go red crawl. I think those colors are very similar to me. I don't notice a big difference when I switch up. Maybe some people get a little more technically advanced with it. I don't, but this is the ox blood. This is actually ox blood red flake. It's more of that green pumpkin looking-ish color, but it's got a little bit of a red tint on it in the bottom here, or brown, like darker brownish tint. I don't know what you'd call that, but I don't know if the camera's focusing in on it. But those are basically my 4 colors. I keep it very, very simple when it comes to throwing a drop shot. I try not to have too many different colors. I know guys like to throw that, it's like a sun perch color, sun gill, or something like that. I don't, I've got them. I don't throw them hardly at all. If it's a little bit muddier, where it has a chartreuse on it, that might be a good color, but like I say, I have like a pack or 2 in my boat, and I have maybe thrown them 2 or 3 times, you know what I mean, like where it really made a difference. And I had a couple tournaments that helped get some fish in a boat. Most of the time it's just the red crawl, the ox blood, the Margarita Mutilator, and regular straight green pumpkin. Like, you can't beat those colors. So when it comes to my setup, this is the NRX, the G Loomis NRX. This is their drop shot rod, which is sorry, I can't ever remember these numbers, 822S DSR. So this is their drop shot rod. It's a really, really soft rod for fishing deep. You're kind of off them points and you're fishing deeper, you're dropping it right on their head. This is a great rod. If you want to get into heavy brush or like way up under docks, this rod will do it, but you're gonna have to be careful. You can't really horse them as much as you would like with a stiffer rod, where you can get like the NRX, like a shaky head rod or something like that. It might do a little bit better, but most time I'm just going light line, 8-pound test. This is Sunline. I'm using Sunline braid, so I'm tying a FG knot to braid, and I'm using about a 12 to 14 foot leader. For one, I don't like tying a lot. I don't like tying them all the time. So I use a longer leader This is just a Gamakatsu, like octopus hook or whatever you want to call it. Does really good. I don't have no issues with them. I mean, it's a smaller hook, but I don't, you know, I don't really have no issues with them getting hooked. You know, as long as you think about these with light line and a lighter rod is having a lighter drag setting. So, but a 2-pounder, you know, you're going to have to play it a lot more than if you had like a regular shaky head rod or something. You can just kind of horse them in the boat a little bit more. But it's a really fun setup. I love catching fish on a drop shot, especially a light action rod. I mean, you know, 1-pounder, 2-pounder feels like a 5-6-pounder on a flipping rod sometimes, you know. So, but you'll get a lot more. I'm gonna say you'll feel a lot more bites with a softer rod when you're fishing out there deeper and all that stuff. So, it's just a super sensitive rod setup. Now, I'm not saying you got to go buy an NRX, a G Loomis NRX. I will say the Shimano X rods are super sensitive. They're a whole lot cheaper than these. Actually, my next rod setup I'm going to do is probably going to be a Shimano X rod. I want to do it for like my hover rig or whatever, because I use this same rod for my hover rig setup as well. So, but I definitely want to get a different rod setup because, like I say, I do use that hover rig a lot. I don't like going back and forth, but on Smith Mountain Lake, it's really hard to beat the drop shot right now around docks during the day and all that stuff. There's other techniques that work. This right here, you're definitely going to catch fish, whether it's big, small. Yeah, I mean, there's some big ones being caught off of it as well. But this is the Shimano Sustain reel. This is a perfect setup with this rod. Everything feels super balanced. I just love this setup. Now, I don't think they actually make the Sustain anymore. I'm not sure exactly what took its place. We were on there trying to find them the other day. I'm sure you can still find them like on Amazon or eBay or something like that. They're a little more pricey spinner reel. It's actually the most expensive spinner reel I've ever bought in my life. I normally had, you know, Cardinals and all that stuff. I never spent a lot of money on spinner reels, but this one, after spending the money and setting it up for this drop shot setup, I've been really pleased with it. So, but you know, when it comes to line, we're talking about line, like this is 8-pound. If you're going to fish really clear water, like up north or something like that, you can go down to like 6. I know some guys have gone down to 4. I don't feel real confident doing that. Not saying you can't. I just, the way I fish, I don't feel confident doing that. So, if I had a whole nother setup that was just for that, maybe. But I'm casting this around docks. I'm casting this around the ends of laydowns. You know what I mean? I'm doing a lot of that stuff. So this is kind of a universal setup for me. Now, when it comes to weights, this is the One Objective tungsten weight. I'll have a link in the description here for the weights and worms and all that stuff that if you want to try. So, but this is a 3/16. I'll go up to an 1/8. I like these just for, like I say, fishing deeper water. It just gets it down there quicker, and it's just a small weight. I mean, it's a super small tungsten weight. It's just like a clip-on weight. And we've done really well with them. I haven't had, you know, like some of the clip-on weights I've used in the past. Sometimes like they're not tight enough, so like it gets slung off easy when you tie your knot down on the end to try to clamp them on. So these right here have been really good. I've liked them. So, but like I say, this is just my setup. Just a quick little video. We get a lot of questions about it. Definitely check out the NRX if you got the money and you want to drop it on a good drop shot setup. Make sure you get you a good rod and a good reel. And the reason why I say a good reel is because you want to have a good drag system for the, you know, trying to keep it super light, and you can do small adjustments with it, and it helps, you know, just give you that little bit freer drag system. So it's, but like I said, if you got the extra cash, go check out the NRX. You can also check out the other brands of G Loomis rods, but also don't forget to check out the Shimano X rods. They're really great rods. I really like them. So, but other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, and also stay tuned. We got a lot more fishing videos about ready to hit. We're going to have a night fishing videos can come out, and then we got James's tournament video where he placed really well in that event. Had some really nice fish catches on that. And then we are actually, what I'm doing now is I'm getting ready to go out and fish a 1 versus 1 with James on Bugs Island, aka John Kerr Reservoir, whichever part of if you're in Virginia or North Carolina. So we're going to be going out filming a 1 versus 1 there. I think this is going to be a big player for me in a Carolina rig. So I'm not sure what James has got up his sleeve, but we're going to find out, and hopefully everything works out and you guys get a good show on that 1 versus 1. But if you haven't checked out our 1 versus 1s, I'll put a video here at the end for you to check those out as well. But also, guys, if you want to save yourselves 15% on your next pair of sunglasses, make sure you go check out Waterland Eyewear. I got a link in the description below here. You can save yourself 15%. They got really amazing pair of sunglasses, different lens colors, different frames for whatever the conditions, from women to children. You know, if you're just going out on a night of town, or if you're a serious fisherman, they got all kinds of different pair of sunglasses for you. So make sure you go check them out. Help support the channel, and they support us. I, you know, really like to support them. So, but other than that, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, also hit that subscribe button. We got a lot more videos coming, and please share this video with your friends, and comment down below. Let me know what your favorite drop shot setup is. We'd love to hear it. So talk to you later, guys. See you.